Welcome to Issues in Education 512. Congratulations for finding this video and starting here because it's a really important and good place to start. I'm Barb Shones. I'm the Assistant Academic Coordinator for Issues in Ed. I'm also an instructor, although I may not be your instructor. I'd like to talk a little bit today about the structure of the course and then scroll through the course homepage to give you some familiarity with the assignments and how the course is arranged. When the course was designed, we used backward design. We started out with looking at what the student learning outcomes were for the course, as well as the graduate student learning outcomes, and then looked at those and designed the course backwards to ensure that all of the assignments, activities, and readings were aligned so that it would lead to your achievement of that student learning outcome. When we look at the student learning outcomes for this course, we are primarily thinking about the using critical thinking skills to evaluate trends and issues in education, which is a direct, comes directly from the graduate student learning outcomes. So for this course, let's talk a little bit about what those student learning outcomes are and then how you'll meet them. So the first student learning outcome is to apply critical thinking skills to the interpretation and analysis of source materials addressing K-12 education. Now, that's a mouthful. What you're going to be able to do by the end of the course is to look at each of the issues that we address and to dig down, drill down to the bedrock concepts and topics of that issue. Not just a light skimming on the surface, but to critically think about and analyze the articles and all of the sources relating to that issue so that you can intelligently discuss the bedrock concepts, the evidence that has been discovered by doing the research, and then to be able to logically state your position on that issue and support it with the evidence and the facts. So that's a lot different than just taking notes on an article and then reporting out a few things that you noticed. Very, very different activities. The second student outcome is to use reflection to demonstrate learning and to seek understanding of complex issues as presented by arguments and positions of the scholars. So when you're reading these articles from the text and the extra sources that you'll be reading, you're going to be thinking about what is that writer's argument, what evidence do they present to support that argument, and then what are the claims that they make as a result of those arguments. And so again, very much different than just reading and taking notes. You're going to be identifying those critical pieces of the writings. The third is to synthesize the position that reflect the complexity of the issues, and that those reflections are the result of logical conclusions from interpretation and analysis. You'll see as we go through the course, you'll be writing what's called a review and analysis paper. That means you're going to read the articles closely and you're going to be synthesizing the two sides. For example, you're going to be reading two sides of every issue and multiple sources for each of those sides. Rather than just accepting one side or the other, you're going to be synthesizing those positions, finding commonalities, in other words, making comparisons, and then finding differences, making contrasts. From there, you're going to filter out and synthesize what things are the same from the articles and research you've read, what things are different, and then you're going to be making a decision about what you can accept, about what you reject, and then building your own position, which may be different from either one of the two sides that you've read. So you will synthesize all of that research to come up with your own position an informed position that you have done further research about, and then to use to support your position. Again, very different from the traditional just report. What you will be writing is not just a report. It is a synthesis and analysis. You're going to build your understanding and knowledge about K-12 issues also by examining their historical and cultural underpinnings, and then make a comparison in relation to our contemporary arguments. You might be surprised about how similar they are. And I found that, and I continue to find it very interesting, that some of the same articles that, or the same issues that were being grappled with 100 years ago, we're still grappling with. And then finally, you will be demonstrating your proficiency in representing those issues by your writing and your statements on your position. I want you to think about some of the discussions that happen in your teacher lounge or in the hallway with the teacher 2 doors down. A lot of times I think it happens that we tend to adopt a position that someone else has, or that a few people have, without knowing the underpinnings or the research behind that position. And that's a real dangerous thing, because the best decisions are made with the most information, not just by accepting blindly conventional wisdom or accepting what the teacher 2 doors down has said. So teacher leaders need to be equipped with the skills to present to their fellow teachers, to the administration, to other teams in their district, a valid position with a valid recommendation for further reform efforts. Too oftentimes, and I know you can think of some that have happened in your own districts, too oftentimes decisions are made pretty much shooting from the hip, without the necessary research, without the necessary analysis. A decision is made about a particular practice or a program or a methodology without doing that, and then you find a year later that you have wasted human resources, you've wasted financial resources on choosing the wrong thing. And worst case scenario, you've also impacted negatively student learning. That's not what we're about. And so this course will equip you to be a catalyst for positive, well-researched reform efforts in your district. So let's take a look at what the course, how the course is arranged. When you get to this section where we are right now, you're going to see that the introduction, this whole section, you should be able to complete all activities by the second day of the course. You're on a good start because you're watching this video. You'll see a section with research and writing tools and explaining scientific research, so that you'll understand how it's different from just taking notes lightly on an article that you've read. You'll see the course introduction video, then the Issues in Ed, important course information. If you click on that, you'll see several files that are here. The learning outcomes, the course outcomes, the guide for using the Mackay text, which is the text that talks about how to do the research. It's a crucially important text, and so it will show you how to use that text, and then looking at the syllabus for this summer course. Then if you go back to the course, let's see if we can get there. Here we go. Go back to the course and you'll see the assignment schedule. This is extremely important, so pay very close attention to this so that you always stay caught up. If you'll notice at the top of the course too, you'll see latest news, and here you'll see the Welcome to Issues in Ed, and then a summer weekly newsletter 1. These will be there every week, and also they'll be emailed to you. You will also find them in the professor's forum, so be sure every week that you look at that. Going back up here, after the assignment schedule, you'll see a video for how to use the annotated bibliography template to organize your papers. This is a real important tool that will help you organize your work so that you record your reading with the appropriate APA citations, and then you'll distill out what was the main topic, what's the bedrock concept that this writer discussed in the article, and then how does it relate to other articles. And this will be important because when you write your review and analysis paper, and when you write your final project with the lit review section, you will already have this organized. Hugely important. Then you'll see your personal introduction, which you'll finish also within probably today or tomorrow, introducing yourself to your fellow classmates. Going down to then the first theme or first section, you'll see that there's a form due after you've read the Kuntz text introduction and viewing the Barnett Berry video, and that video link is at the bottom. Then you'll see a slideshow with the introduction to the lit review from the Mackay text, and then a journal assignment. So each of these sections is arranged in the same way. The next section is the theme, what we teach and why, past and present perspectives. So here you'll see that it'll tell you which articles from the text you're going to read, and the name of the issue, the title of the issues that you'll read, and then again, there's a video, another slide, a PowerPoint, some more reading from the Mackay text as well as the quiz. So everything you need to do there is listed in that section, and then be sure to always go down to the additional readings, because you will want to read the articles in this file. These are always important because they give you information that is in addition to the text, and it will help you when you're writing your research and analysis paper, as well as it will inform you so that you can make your own opinion. So the entire course is listed or is arranged in that same way. So when you look at the weekly newsletter and the assignment schedule, it will tell you which one of these assignments are due during that week. And there's another video, and so they're each arranged that way. The state of our profession is the last theme that we'll be discovering, and you'll see your third review and analysis paper is due then. Then the annotated bibliography project. Now, each week when you read your weekly newsletter, we'll be giving you coaching information, scaffolding information about those assignments that are coming up. So it's critical that you read those weekly newsletters. If you do, they will help guide you through all of the other assignments in the course. This is a very fast-paced course in the summer. When you think about getting this done in a semester, and now you're going to do it in 8 weeks, time management is crucial. So I encourage you, work on this course every day. Read every day. And then don't fall behind. Because if you fall behind in a summer term, it's very, very difficult to catch up. So I wish you all success as you go through the course. I know that if you are mindful of the kind of reading that you'll be doing in this course, it's like the close reading we want students to do based on the Common Core. We want them to be able to read nonfiction, informational text, and we want them to read closely, not just skimming it. Pay attention to how you are reading, how you are taking notes. This is a difficult transition for some of you. It's new kind of writing, but challenge yourself to meet the challenge or to meet the requirements of that hard work, and you will never regret doing it, and you'll be much better prepared for the rest of the Research Corps courses after taking this course. So I wish you much success as you continue on in this course.